What's up, Grapper fans? This is what's left of my 2016 6.7 Powerstroke that I bought from Copart. It was a pretty solid truck that had some side damage that probably could have been saved, but I cut it up into a go-kart basically because I'm putting a 1967 Ford body on it. Now, since all that's happened, I've moved to a new state with a new position in my job and had a baby. So this thing's been sitting here for a few months waiting for me to get back to it. And now I'm finally getting to break ground on a metal building to start finishing this thing in. I'm putting a workshop right here where it's sitting. So that means all this stuff's got to move because I can't lay concrete here or even get the foundation level for it until this stuff's gone. So I got to see if this thing will start back up. But first, let me show you a little bit of the story of me getting this thing, since it's been so many months since I bought it. Y'all may have not seen it or have forgotten already how I picked this thing up, so check it out. Here she is. Didn't take me too long to find it. All right. Yep, that's definitely the one I'm looking for. Nice and can opener mod going on here. She is tore up. Oh, that doesn't look healthy. Hey, it's in neutral, I think. Maybe, no, maybe not. About to get Megan's first impressions. She hasn't seen the truck yet. What do you think? We'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked I got the door open. Let it air out some. I already got some of the glass out and everything.
This is a good backup camera.
Yeah, it works great, doesn't it? I don't know why they don't just make them like this from the factory. Now that y'all have a better idea what's under this tarp, before I take it off, it looks like it might rain, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the other trucks out of the way so I can fire this thing up once it's untarped and move it quickly in case it rains on it, because there's nothing protecting it. No hood, no roof, anything. The dash is totally exposed. So hopefully this tarp has done its job to keep the weather out. It really is unfortunate it's been sitting out here. I plan on having a shop completely done by now, but the way the world's going right now and what's been going on in my life, it's been a bunch of setbacks. So I'm gonna fire up the new truck that's in the back there, my 1983 Jimmy, and then we'll probably move the Dodge and the trailer and just everything we can to get some room to move this to the other side of the backyard. This is just most of the keys for what's out here. A couple of them are already in them. Now that those two are out of the way, I'm going to attempt to rip this tarp off and see what's living under here and how bad it's looking. Alright, so you can see I put another layer of plastic and also some wonky insulation that probably didn't do anything, but you know, it's the thought that counts. Oh, I forgot I put a brake in here. All right, see how she's looking. A little more plastic. Still pretty dirty from the last time I saw it. Definitely got a little bit of surface rust starting, but I plan on sandblasting this whole thing anyway once it's mostly put together. You can see this is part of my green truck. The rest of it's over there. And that is the piece I'm actually going to start fitting right around this dash, and then build the crew cab on there from that. Let's see if this thing will start up. I've had the batteries disconnected for a while. I had just one disconnected for some reason for a while, and then I realized it was going to be sitting here forever, so I disconnected the other one. So at least one of them is probably dead, but we'll just see what happens. This 6.7 takes a lot of juice to get started, so I may be jumping it with the Dodge. That's why I left it running, besides the fact that it needs to run itself as a diesel. So we're going to start this thing up, hope for the best. Now that the 6.7's running, I'm gonna go ahead and get it to its new spot so I can cover it back up, and then we'll mess with this yellow 71 crew cab over here, because it'll run too if I can get it started, and I will move it as well. I would just jump it from this truck right now, but I'm starting to feel some sprinkles, and I don't want to let this thing get totally soaked. So many electronic components on this new truck here, so I'm gonna try my best to preserve that. Yeah, I feel the rain coming, so that's enough talking. Let's move this thing. Look at the freaking holes this thing sank into. That's like 6 inches deep. Well, the 6.7 fired right up after a little help from the Dodge. I'd like to go ahead and change the oil and fuel filters in this thing, since it's been sitting, and the oil is the same oil that was sitting in this thing when it was wrecked, when it sat at Copart, and since I've driven it around the neighborhood, yard. And let it sit in this yard. So I'm gonna try to do that, but we'll see. With this rain coming, I might cover it halfway and then undo it, change the oil. We'll see, but I gotta get that yellow truck over here out of the way too, so we can start working on that shop. All right, so now it's my crew cab long bed's turn. If you haven't seen my older videos, I bought this thing after it sat for 20 years and I got it running. Drove it around here and there. It was pretty fun. I started taking it apart thinking that this was the one going on my 6.7 chassis, but I actually bought that black one, which I'll show y'all in a bit. I got to get it going too, but this thing should run, but it's been sitting here completely uncovered for a while. Then I decided to throw this plastic over it, and it's very haphazard on here. You can see how much, you know, pine needles it's collected and everything. It's just a rust bucket. So if I can get it running again, I'll be amazed, and hopefully I can, because I'd like to drive it over there to its new spot. There is some wasps in it, so I've already killed a couple, and I got my Raid handy there, so we'll see what we can do. It needs a battery. I'm probably going to steal it out of the square body over here, so we'll go ahead and pop the hood on it and steal that real quick. That hood is hot. Yeah, this came with a nice, relatively new battery, so this ought to do the trick. Starting this whole girl, bungee corded in place and all. Perfect. It's a quick release. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We got some quick off terminals, but I'll just use the old adjustable wrench, which I brought with me. The only tool I need to get that thing running is an adjustable wrench. maybe a hammer, but this will suffice as that as well. I think that's positive, so go this way. It's a nice big hole here where the battery sits, so hopefully it doesn't fall through. And this isn't bolted or connected to anything, so should be exciting. Before I get that all hooked up, I'm going to try to get this trash bag of crap off of here real quick, see what we're working with. Oh, gross. Alright, so this is a 50-year-old Ford 300 inline 6. These things are tanks, as long as you can keep, spark plugs in them and the wiring somewhat pieced together, get gas to it, they should run pretty well. This thing ran like a sewing machine last time I had it running, idled real nice and smooth. A little bit of exhaust leak here and there, but not too bad. I have had the carb covered the whole time. That's the one thing I was smart enough to do, but not really sure if that's going to be enough to keep this thing alive. Okay, so that's off of there. Hopefully that was a watertight seal. I see there's some holes in it, so questionable. Throw that in there. And now I'm going to get this battery hooked up, and then we'll throw some gas down the carb and see if we've got any start action. I might have to jump it. Seems like this thing always has really bad connection. But we'll see what happens. Should probably clean the terminals, but let's just see what's going on here. Alright, there's that. There's my negative I rigged up. Nope, here it is. Yeah, that's negative. Okay, I got some battery. I'm gonna end up having a gas jug sit right here, but before I do that, let me just dump some of that gas down the carb and see if it wants to start before I get this all set up. I guess I could just try and see if it starts now, but whatever, we'll throw some gas in it anyway. It's not like gas is expensive or anything. All right. Well, it ain't much, but it kind of works. Well, I made it over here in one try, so I didn't even get a chance to film it, but she's still going. Stop squealing. this thing runs pretty good. So as y'all can see, this is a 6-cylinder old Ford motor. Not a whole lot of power there, you know, just old technology, smokes and leaks and everything else, but run forever. You can get that thing going, use it like a tractor all day long. Now my black crew cab is going to be getting all of this crazy 6.7 Powerstroke action underneath, but I haven't elaborated too much on this one. Because I have 2 of these old crew cabs, I do plan on keeping both. And that first gen Cummins right there, I was going to cut it up and use the motor from it, but I'm actually planning on just using this for as long as I can, and then selling it and getting a whole 12 valve with a P pump and an NV4500 manual transmission from later model Dodge. So that's the plan there. This thing's just too nice, you know, old full drive manual. So I'm using this as a work truck. And once I'm done with the black truck here, which is next in line to get started up and moved over in the yard, as y'all can see, I got all the doors open, letting everything air out. Once this thing's done, it has a 6.7 under the hood. It's riding on that 2016 chassis. Then I'll start playing with that yellow one. So there is a reason why I'm keeping all this junk. And once that's done, and I have a working 12 valve crew cab long bed, I will go ahead and sell this first gen because I won't need it anymore. And hopefully by then she's still going. She's at about 400,000 miles right now. And I did show a video about maintenance to keep them going that far. But let's get this black truck going so we can get out of this heat. I've got a good bit of space here, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire the 6.7 back up, move it over a little closer, and actually mow under it while I'm there because I forgot to do that before I moved it over here. And Megan definitely wants the grass looking nice before I kill it. Now for the 67, this tire was flat when I bought the thing, and trying to drive it up on the trailer was a nightmare. So I ended up making it, but eventually had to put air in it to drive it around the yard, and I'm stuck in a hole right here. So step one of this thing is going to be get some air in that tire. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's going to pull itself out. What do y'all think? Should we try to drive it out or put air in the tire first? It's kind of down here in the woods where I don't want to be. Either way, it's going to be a pain. Last time that I did this, I had the truck jacked up higher and I used a strap around the tire to kind of squeeze it. But it worked so well, I'm going to just try it this way and see if I can make something happen. A lot of fire, no freaking seat action though. Might need to use the ratchet strap. Check out the old arm hair, boys. That's not what you want. Got the ratchet strap on there now, and the truck jacked up a little bit more. Maybe we'll have better luck this time. I'll probably use a little bit less go juice, but that was exciting. Can't get past that smell of burnt hair. It's just not pleasant. All right, let's see. We'll do this hand here. maybe. Get that hand there. Maybe brake cleaner is more flammable than carb cleaner. Maybe that's the issue. So hot. Yeah, last time I did this, I think I used carb cleaner, and it was not as dramatic of an explosion, so definitely a difference there. But gets the job done. Definitely not the safest trick, but it works every time. Let's see what's under the hood. A little stiff. All right, so this is a 352 V8. 1967 was the last year you could get this motor in these trucks. Kind of neat. I'm pretty sure this battery's dead, but I'm gonna hook it up and test on her and see if it'll do it anyway. So normally this rig will start up with full choke, which I got the choke on already, and a few pumps, and we'll see what happens. Dead battery. All right, I'm gonna grab one out of the 6.7 real quick. Guess my turn signal's on. Yeah. So while I'm figuring out exactly where I want to put this rust bucket, there she is. This one is 1967, so over 50 years old, and she still fires right up on some old bad gas. Doesn't run the best, but pretty cool old rig. I think it was worth saving, but with all this rust, it's worth cutting it up. Alright, so this is what I settled on for the 1967. I was going to put it behind the 71 crew cab. I should just start calling them long bed and short bed, or 350 or 250, whatever, but y'all get the idea. So I'm going to put them 3 in a row here. That wasn't my original plan. I was going to put something smaller here like the square body Jimmy or something like that, but this will work. The 3 project trucks going right here. Then I can park the Dodge here as needed, and the square body, which hopefully I'll be selling here before too long. But yeah, everything still runs, everything's good to go. It's been a long time sitting around here. I think that's gonna do it for this video. I legitimately wanted to see if these old things would fire up, and I figured I'd film it and share that with y'all. Buying such a big, expensive new wreck truck and then letting it sit around with just a tarp over it was definitely risky, but it was a situation I ended up in after starting this project. So I can't wait to get back into this thing, start putting this body on this new chassis. But first things first, I got to cut a couple trees down and get concrete laid for this shop. So I'll be sharing that with y'all, kind of show you the process of the shop, because that is such a big part of the budget as well as the project in general. As well as I plan on flipping a few cars here and there in and out of the shop and making it Grappaholics Garage. So thank y'all so much for watching. Please come back to check out the shop build process as well as me starting to swap this thing over. I know it's been a long time coming. I started this project like a year ago and it's just moving at a snail's pace, but thank y'all for bearing with me, and be sure to check out Grappaholics on Instagram.